National Suicide Prevention Month. Average of 124 suicides each day in the United States of America.
75% of people who die by suicide are male.
Although more women than men attempt suicide.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 34 and fourth leading cause for people 35 to 54.
Since 2001, the rate increased by 31%.
46% had a diagnosed mental health condition.
LGBT youth are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than straight or heterosexual youth.
Transgender people are 12 times more than anybody else.
10% of youth say they experienced suicidal thoughts in 2018 and 2019.
Hey girl.
Hey child.
I'm Brock.
I'm Rafik.
And this is
Conversippin. So, I was just briefed with some shocking facts about suicide, and I thought that we would talk about it since it is the
Suicide Awareness Month.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's a very, I don't want to say tough thing to talk about because that's not what it should be.
Yeah.
It should be an open conversation that you can have with anyone, anybody that you're very close to, or getting that professional opinion or help, that you may or may not need. I mean, it's something that, I didn't know these facts that we just saw, having 124 deaths a day, a day. That's insane to me.
I know. It's shocking.
What are your thoughts about?
I think trauma's hard, right? But we, as a society, as a civilization, should normalize discussing trauma. Until you discuss it, it torments you. It laments your very being, and it becomes a lot to deal with. So we need to normalize discussing our feelings, discussing our emotions, the things that were traumatic to us, so that we can really process the trauma and move on from the trauma. But if we can't talk about it, we never process it and we never move on.
Yeah, well, I'm always talking about communication through and through with everything in life. I feel like you having certain people that you can always come to is a great start.
Right.
Because I feel like if I didn't have the people in my life that I surround myself with and the positivity that I do with them, I feel like I could go down different paths that I've done, and I'm happy to have those people.
Right. Yeah, same. I feel if I didn't have the group of friends that I have and the family that I have, my life probably would be a lot different.
Yeah.
So speaking of family, a lot of people, especially those in the LGBT community, don't have the privilege to have their
biological.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was looking for it. Their biological family that they can talk to. And so a lot of times they have their chosen family, which are older friends in the community. Most or a lot of LGBT youth have gay fathers and mothers. The house system, it was built on that principle. And so I just speaking for myself in the House of Revlon, we would take in a lot of people. Now we weren't fortunate enough to have a physical house that we housed people in, but we had a common place to go to. Our mother's house that we went to all the time, and she was there to guide and give us wisdom and for us to just kiki and get drunk. But that, that also happened. Yeah. But I think it's important that you find someone, either your gay mother or gay father that you can talk to, someone that you trust, that you can open up to and say, hey, this thing happened and this is how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah. And then you have the ones that, that their families don't take it very well,
Yeah.
Like my mom, my mom had to deal with 2 of her children being gay. My sister's a lesbian, and I'm gay, obviously.
Oh, really? Are you?
I am. Who knew? But I just, I had to come out as bisexual to make it better for her. And I don't know why I felt like changing who I was to please her when it was my life.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to figure that out. And luckily, I, did figure it out. And now I'm open with them. I mean, we're not as close as I'd like to be, but I do have some type of relationship, which some people don't at all. I mean, getting kicked out and thrown on the streets, and like you're saying, having the houses and shelters in various places, it's sometimes some people don't make it to those places either.
Yeah.
And so they get to a place where they feel like they have no way of getting out of what they're feeling. So it is very important to find your chosen family and to be with them and have that positivity that you need to come out of dark places.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree completely. I also think that you need to have really good communication paths or avenues with your friends, with your close friends. You can always talk to, I always say, y'all have heard me talk about it, your tribe. Everybody needs your tribe. So I can go to my tribe about anything in the world. Like I could kill someone and like, yo, I need to bury a body. And my tribe is down. You know what I mean? Like, so, I'm always talking about having that very close-knit group of people that are privy to your deepest, darkest secrets. They get to see your vulnerability in all of its splendor. So I think that everyone should definitely find someone that you trust, someone that has your back, and then talk about, hey, like this is what, I was feeling kind of down today about, whatever, X, Y, and Z. And then what you want, the key though, is that when you're talking, they're just listening.
Yeah.
Not comparative stories, not back and forth banter. It's just, okay.
I'm here, I'm listening.
I'm here, I'm listening. The best times are when I've talked for hours and CJ didn't say a word and just sat there. And that is like the best therapy ever.
Yeah. Yeah, venting is not venting and not like, mad or anything, but just venting in general, I feel like helps get you to a point where you can relieve some of that stuff that you're dealing with internally. The way, like take Robin Williams, for example. This guy was in the public eye. He did comedies. He was so good at what he did, but he hid so much internally and kept it from people and didn't talk about it. And he came to the point where he went through what he did go through with. And it doesn't matter if you have money. It doesn't matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter if you have a house or this or that. You can still talk to whomever you need to get to a place that is a better place for you.
Yeah.
Like we talk on a very regular basis. We don't just come once a week for you guys. We love this, but we also talk almost on a daily basis or at least 3 times a week. Checking in on people is also important for that process.
Yeah. Yeah. And, that's a very good point. And I have been historically bad at checking in on people because my life is just like chaotic, but I love it. But I've started the habit, just recently, just as soon as I think about someone, calling that person.
Yeah.
Don't because I'll think about people and be like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. And then get wrapped up in whatever else is going on. Instead of just saying, oh, I wonder how that person's doing. Let me call them now.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. And that's helped a lot.
Yeah, I've also done that, but like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, well.
They answered, so I mean that was
Okay.
good.
Oh, those are booty call
But
hours,
no, yeah, you're
but
right. You're right. People put things on the back burner so much that it gets burned up.
yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
leave something on an eye too long, it's going to disappear and turn to ash.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with a lot of thoughts and feelings that people have, and then they don't express it, and it's just internally there,
Right.
even subconsciously. We do it so much subconsciously that we don't even know. We put our bodies under so much stress all the time for small things and not even notice it
Yeah.
until it all hits us at one time. And then where are we? If we don't have someone to vent and talk to, what happens? You internally self-destruct, and getting to that point is never a good thing.
Never.
Never.
Never. And speaking of which, I know that you've had an experience in your past. Hold on, I'm gonna refill you. I'm gonna refill you.
Okay. I think
Are you sure?
I'm great. Thank you. I'm great.
Okay.
I can talk about it. That's
Okay.
what we hear about today. Having that openness and being able to discuss these hard things and yeah, I'm ready. So yeah, I personally have had experiences with suicide. I came from a family that was very poor, and I was raised by my grandmother, which I love my grandmother to death. Hey, Grandma. And I, she was an alcoholic. Sorry to tell your business. I knew you were going to kill me. And there were times where I had to be an adult at such an early age, at the age of 4. Having responsibilities that young of adults was a very hard thing for me to deal with. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to do things because I was always afraid that something would go wrong while I'm at school. This various stuff was going on in a 4-year-old's mind. And then getting older and still dealing with stuff like that. So in my teens, I started, I guess, being attracted to men.
Mm-hmm.
Gym locker, various stuff was happening in my mind about my feelings towards guys, and I didn't understand them. And I also didn't know how to talk about it or who to even talk to about it. And I got to a point where I just didn't want to be anymore. Because everything that I was dealing with was very stressful in my life, and then trying to deal with the things that I was feeling inside. And I took a bunch of pills from my mom's medicine cabinet. She loved pills. And lock your medications. And I just didn't want to be. So I didn't even know what I took. I just took a whole bottle of pills. Luckily, it wasn't enough to actually kill me. It was just like a higher dose, like ibuprofen. So luckily, I lucked out on the bottle I chose, because she had a whole bottle of Xanax as well. Or not, it wasn't Xanax back in the day, it was something else, but similar sort, that could have killed me. And being in that point in time and at an age, I think I was like 14 or 15, and it was, I just wanted it to be done. I wanted it to be ended. I wanted it to be over. And being to that point and not having talked about it prior to getting that point was very, thinking back on it, it was very that could have been it for me.
Yeah.
I would have never grown up to be who I am now. I wouldn't have met the people and done the experiences I've done in my life and the good things. And I could have missed out on all of that. But I'm here today because after that incident, my aunt, which is also a lesbian, she has been she's a hard ass, but she's been an advocate for me forever because I've never asked her, but she probably understands how I felt the way I felt getting to what point I did. And she's always been there for me through that. And I've always been able to rely on her with that side of my life because my mom doesn't have to deal with like gay. My grandmother didn't know. My grandmother accepted me, but she also didn't know how to help me.
Yeah.
And so my aunt has been the one for me. And, you know, looking back at that and how I should have came to someone and had a conversation, you know, it's easy for me to sit here and tell you to do that. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Whoever says life is easy, I need to meet these people because I need to understand why they say these, because it's not. Everything has a molehill, a mountain, or what have you to get to where you need to be. And we all have to go through hurdles and get there. And I just want to say, it's never too late to talk to someone. It won't be. So yeah. Whew.
You're good. You okay?
Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I'm good. I have you. Yeah.
And
here's some resources that we found for you to check into if you do need someone, if you don't have anyone.
Yeah. You can always start with 911.
Yes, time and
if
true.
you feel like
anywhere.
At any time that you feel like it's too much, you feel like everything is coming down on you, you feel a pain in your pinky toe, call 911.
And you can also reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
And that number is 1-800-273-8255. There are also many resources listed at the LGBT Center of Raleigh and the LGBT Center of Durham's website. And you can find both of them by just Googling the LGBT Center of Raleigh and or Durham.
Or wherever you are.
Or wherever you are. And there is generally a center in most major cities across the United States. HRC also has a load of resources available.
And that's hrc-pa.org.
And those resources include therapy, free consultation. If you have any self-harm tendencies, there are self-harm prevention services available for you. People that want to take care of you, people that want to reach out and help. And you just got to give them a call.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
The help is there, and you should just ask. It should be there for you.
Yeah.
If all else fails, you can reach my Instagram, or you can...
Oh, absolutely. You can always reach out.
I will talk to you. I don't have any issues talking to you. I'm at Pop That Brock on all my social media.
I am Kisi-sama on Instagram.
Yeah, and all that'll be down below for you. All these resources will be down below for you.
Slide into my DMs, boo, and I will point you in the right direction.
Yeah. We care about you.
Always.
And we love you. You know, it's one of those things that people take for granted every day, that just hearing the words "I love you" from someone is a very important feeling that you should have. Yeah. Like, I don't even care if it's a random person telling me they love me. If I hear that, it just makes
it does brighten your day, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, well, guys, this has been extreme, like, eye-opening with the facts that we went over today, and I hope that there's some way that we've helped you. Yeah. And unfortunately, we have to go, but we will always return. If there's one that you can count on, we will be on your screen every week. Every week. So, I'm Brock.
I'm Rafik.
And this has been Conversippin. So stay
safe and Conversip with your besties. That was good.
Yeah.
Not just gonna like chat, whatever. Just chat, whatever.
Just chat?
Oh, just chat.
Okay. Girl, I almost cried.
I know. I know it.
I was not expecting to get that emotional. Like, I knew it was going to strum up some old feelings,
Yeah.
but, you know, it wasn't something that I